show of hands, who in the room has kids? And how many of you are better parents in public? We all are. I'm a Norman Rockwell painting in public. I mean, I've got it down pat. You know the smile. Get in the car. Or these days it's like, give me that cell phone, right? Do you want to know why we have kids? Or if you don't have kids, why are you going to have kids? Because our kids are the biggest character builder we could have ever not wanted. They are the mirror to us, sitting in front of us, calling us on our stuff, and we don't actually want to hear it. Right? So Kevin and I, we have two daughters, Chloe and Josie, 19 and 16. I am in my 50s, full on menopause. It is hormone hell in my house, I'm telling you right now. We do have a dog. He is male, but he's neutered, so he doesn't even count. But our kids call us on our stuff. And Chloe, I'm telling you, maybe it was like 2 years ago, I'm in a fluff. Like I'm going out to speak one morning, and I'm doing what I call is the witching hour, trying to get out the door with the kids and the lunches and the breakfast and everything. And Chloe says to me, Mom, are you always this cranky before you go out to be motivational? Yeah. But when she was just like 3, because I have been on the road traveling since before they were in my tummy. When she was just 3, we were up in the bedroom. She's helping me pack, and I think, oh my gosh, I'm going to show you a dress, Chloe, you've never even seen. And I go to the back of the closet and I pull out this dress. Not that it fits. What dress is it? My wedding dress. She'd not been to a wedding. She'd never seen a wedding dress. She's looking at it. She goes, oh, Mom, she goes, it's just like Cinderella. Try it on. I'm like, crap, okay. So I squeeze into this 80s mermaid dress, and I'm standing there. She's like, oh, she goes, Mom, you're beautiful. I said, yeah, look at the zipper. Because it's that far apart in the back. And if I would have been a smart mom that day, a smart woman, I would have just saw that moment for what it really was. That it didn't matter what size I was. It didn't matter how brilliant I think I am, or sometimes I'm not. It didn't matter how much money I made or any of that. If your kids are under 12 or over 25, you're it. You're the queen, you're the king, that's it. So she says, Mom, this is pretty funny. Let's go downstairs and show Daddy, right? So I said, okay. Now there's Daddy doing what Daddy loves to do, which is sit on the couch and do the thing. Click, 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 which drives me crazy. But I finally read an article in Psychology Today, why men love to click. Want to know why? Because when men are clicking, they feel like they're making decisions. But they're science. And when a man feels like he's making decisions, he feels like he's accomplishing something. But when a man feels like he's accomplishing something, it shoots up testosterone levels and suppress stress levels. So they're feeling great, and there they are, they're clicking. Now he looks across at me at the dress, and he goes back to the TV, and he's thinking to himself, oh geez, what do I say, what do I say? And the first thing out of his mouth was, hey hon, think you're ever gonna fit in that dress again? I know. Now, how I responded, I can't repeat because it's not appropriate, especially when you're being filmed, okay? But here's the reason why I'm telling you this silly story. The only reason we're on the planet is to connect to other people. And the only way we connect to other people is through telling our stories. But the best way you can possibly ever tell your stories is you have to actually show your underbelly. You have to become vulnerable. Now I realize it's a silly story, but I'm going to tell you a vulnerable story. My husband Kevin and I have been rescuing girls in Nepal for the last 9 years. We rescue girls out of child contract labor. Girls in a lot of developing countries go to work so that their brothers can go to school. And so for the last 8 years, I've been lugging a suitcase of scarves. No matter where I speak, it's part of my negotiation. I sell scarves, and selling those scarves has allowed us to do some pretty amazing things. And here's how I position it. I want you just for a moment to try and imagine you have never had the thought, what do I want to do when I get older? You have never had that thought, but you can't because you've already had the thought. I am completely convinced that the only way we will ever eradicate poverty on the planet is through education. It's a no-brainer. True. But here's the thing that I'm ashamed of. Kevin says to me, you're good at scarf sales now, but you got to go to Nepal. No, I'd never been to Nepal. I'd never really been to a developing country, to be honest with you, and I knew going in I was going to be uncomfortable. I'm a princess. I love a good thread count. I do. And I knew there wasn't going to be a thread to count in Nepal. And I'm ashamed to say it that it took me pretty much the entire time of being there for me to actually see the country. But like I said the other day in my message, every once in a while the big guy gives you a gift. Well, the gift that I got when I was in Nepal is one day as I'm feeling pretty bad for myself, I'm in my room, I've got a headlamp on because there's no lights, and I mistakenly brushed my teeth that night with Preparation H. I actually did. But I thought to myself, well, at least my gums aren't bleeding. And that was a perspective shift for me. And the next day I started getting a little more comfortable in my own skin, because poverty permeates everything about you. Senses, every sense is just overwhelmed. But I finally saw the color. I finally saw the people. Please make yourself vulnerable. Tell your stories, because we'll do some amazing things on the planet when we do. Thank you. Love that song.
How are you feeling?
Good?
Yeah. Are you energized?
I am. But,
Okay.
you know, thank you for laughing, because that's energy to me.
Well, the audience is energized too.